My compassionate and imaginative Pisces friend, hello and welcome. My name is Mina, and I'm here to offer you a 3-card reading exploring the themes of you, your path, and your potential. I invite you to consider what the reading reveals about possible challenges, opportunities, and personal growth for the week ahead. Take a deep breath, rest your mind, and let's see what the cards have to share with you today. In Pisces, there's a quiet ache that sits just beneath the surface this week. You may sense a subtle longing, a hunger for connection, or perhaps for understanding. It's that familiar current that moves through you when something feels just slightly out of reach, as if a part of your heart is waiting for someone or something to notice it. Sometimes it's a gentle nostalgia, other times the pulse of an old hope, hoping to be spoken aloud. You might find yourself caught between the comfort of your solitude and the urge to share your inner world. There's an unspoken tension here, a restlessness that asks, what is truly yours to feel and what belongs to the tides around you? This week, it's as though the air itself is humming with questions you haven't quite found the words for. You carry a softness, but there's a flicker of self-protection woven through it. The outside world may not see it, but you know, something is stirring inside, asking to be met honestly. You know how easily you absorb the moods of others, how quickly you sense what's unspoken in a room. This week, that sensitivity feels heightened, as if every glance or passing word leaves a small echo behind. With this, there's a freshness in your emotions, a sense of discovery that almost surprises you. Like waking from a vivid dream and needing a moment to recall which parts were real, you are attuned to subtle shifts within and around you. The Page of Cups appears here, not as a label or definition, but as a reflection of this state. Gentle curiosity, vulnerability, a willingness to feel deeply even when it's uncomfortable. You may find yourself daydreaming more or noticing how memories surface unbidden, carrying both tenderness and uncertainty. There is a youthful openness in you, a desire to believe in the good, even while bracing for disappointment. This can be both a gift and a source of tension. Your intuition is strong, but it also makes you more sensitive to rejection or misunderstanding. Sometimes you might wonder if you're too much or not enough. You hold back a part of yourself, testing the waters before stepping in. Yet beneath this caution there's hope. You're willing to offer your trust, but you want to be sure it's safe. The emotional landscape is shifting, and you sense that change is possible, even if you don't know what form it will take. There's a childlike honesty rising within you, mingled with the wisdom of past hurts. You're not naive, but you're not closed off either. It's a delicate balance, letting yourself feel without losing yourself in feeling. You may notice old wounds stirring, but you're also aware of your resilience. The invitation is simple, if not always easy, to let your heart be seen and to see yourself with the same compassion you offer others. In this moment, you are both tender and strong, uncertain and brave, reaching for connection even as you guard your softest places. From this inner state, your path for the week begins to take shape. When you move through the world with such openness, it's natural to encounter both gentle welcomes and sharper edges. Every time you allow yourself to feel, you also brush up against the boundaries of what you can bear. The more attuned you become to your own needs and desires, the more aware you are of the places where those needs conflict with your habits, your fears, or the expectations of others. This friction is not a sign of failure, but of movement, of change happening beneath the surface. As your feelings deepen, so do the pressures that call you to respond, to choose what matters most to you. The path is shaped by your willingness to stay present with your discomfort, to notice what pulls you back into old patterns, and what invites you to step forward, even in uncertainty. On your path this week, you encounter the energy of the devil. Here the momentum shifts. The gentle curiosity of your inner state meets the persistent tug of old habits, temptations, or cycles that feel hard to break. This is where pressure builds, not all at once, but in subtle, familiar ways. You might notice yourself drawn toward distractions or comforts that numb rather than nourish. There may be situations or relationships that, while familiar, keep you circling the same doubts or insecurities. The friction is real. You want to move forward, but something keeps tugging you back. Perhaps it's a pattern you recognize, a way of coping that served you once but now feels confining. Or maybe it's the voice that whispers you're not ready, that it's safer to stay small. The devil's presence does not accuse, but it does illuminate where your freedom feels limited. This week, you may feel pressure to conform, to please, or to hide your true feelings for the sake of peace. Yet the more you try to suppress what you feel, the louder it becomes, manifesting as restlessness, irritability, or even self-doubt. The momentum here isn't just external. It's the inner pull of desires that want to be acknowledged and the fear that rises when you consider changing course. You may find yourself negotiating with yourself, making small bargains, justifying choices that keep you comfortable but not fulfilled. The friction grows as you sense what's possible but remain tethered to what's familiar. This is not a punishment but a crossroads, a moment asking whether you will continue to move in circles or pause long enough to see the pattern clearly. The pressures are real, but so is your capacity to notice them, to name them, and if you choose, to take a different step. The path is not easy, but it is honest. It asks you to face yourself, not with blame, but with curiosity and courage. The friction you feel is the sign of life pushing up against stagnation. It's uncomfortable, but it means change is possible. It's clear now that the possibility for a new experience rests in how you meet these moments, not in denying the pressures, but in acknowledging them fully. If you move through the week on autopilot, the patterns will simply repeat. But if you pause to really see what's happening inside, if you allow yourself to stay present with the discomfort, something shifts. Your potential does not arrive on its own. It waits for you to meet it, to engage with what feels challenging, even if only for a breath at a time. The choice is not between struggle and ease, but between unconscious repetition and conscious presence. Growth is not guaranteed, but it is offered every time you choose to notice, to stay, to wonder what else might be possible. In the space that opens, the Nine of Wands reveals itself, not as a finish line, but as an invitation to recognize your own endurance. You've come farther than you realize, and even when the path feels endless, you are not where you began. The invitation here is not to push harder, but to notice the strength that comes from having faced yourself honestly. You may feel tired, wary, or even guarded, but underneath that is a quiet resilience. You know what it means to keep going, to hold your ground, even when the world feels heavy. This week, your potential is not about overcoming every obstacle, but about honoring the effort it takes to stand where you are, to continue showing up for yourself even when it would be easier to retreat. Growth looks like persistence, like refusing to let old patterns define you, even if you have to remind yourself of this every morning. There is wisdom in your scars, and possibility in your willingness to try again. The Nine of Wands invites you to see your own courage, not as something flashy or dramatic, but as the steady willingness to keep going, to trust that each small effort matters. You may not have all the answers, and you don't need to. What matters is the choice to stay present, to let yourself be seen, and to believe that the work you're doing, quietly, imperfectly, has value. You are not alone on this path, even when it feels that way. The strength you seek is already within you, revealed each time you choose not to give up on yourself. As all three energies weave together, a larger story emerges. You began the week with a quiet longing, a hopefulness touched by uncertainty, the Page of Cups within you, reaching for meaning in a world that sometimes feels indifferent. As you moved forward, you encountered the push and pull of old habits and familiar doubts, the devil's presence not as an enemy, but as a mirror reflecting the places where you feel confined. The pressures were real and the friction undeniable, but so was your awareness. In choosing to stay with your experience rather than escaping or numbing, you discovered a deeper strength. The Nine of Wands reminded you that growth is not always dramatic. Sometimes it is simply the willingness to keep trying, to honor your own journey, even when progress feels slow. The story of your week is not one of sudden transformation, but of gradual, steady presence. Each moment of honesty, each breath of self-compassion adds up to something meaningful. You are learning that your sensitivity is not a weakness but a source of insight. You are discovering that the patterns which once confined you can be seen, understood, and, slowly, released. And in doing so, you offer yourself the reassurance that you are enough just as you are. The discomfort you feel is not a sign of failure, but of growth in motion. By meeting yourself with kindness, you open the door to a gentler, more resilient way of being. The week may not resolve every question, but it can leave you with a quieter heart and a deeper trust in your own ability to face whatever comes next. Actionable insights for Pisces this week. Let yourself notice one feeling you usually avoid just for a moment and see where it leads. If you sense you're falling into an old habit, pause and name it to yourself without judgment. Try offering a gentle word to yourself at the end of the day as you would to a close friend. Spoken word affirmations to repeat aloud for a more positive mindset. I am safe to feel what I feel. Each moment I offer myself gentle understanding. My efforts, though quiet, matter deeply. I trust the strength I have found within. And now, dear friend, I thank you for giving me your time. I truly hope I have given you something helpful in return. Goodbye and good luck until next time.